All right, we're live for the U.S. Open preview. Coming off 4 of the last 5 major winners. Are we due for a letdown here? We're going to get another one.
No, we're getting all 4 this year, baby. Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I think so.
What'd you make of the Canadian Open? I knew we were in trouble pretty much on Thursday. I was like, yep, we picked the wrong players. This is not going to minus 25. And that led me to live bet Tommy Fleetwood at 22-1. We probably should have tweeted it, but I don't know. Life got in the way. So I was kind of doing a bunch of shit, and I just forgot to tweet it.
Yeah.
Then I also parlayed him and Connors with Scottie to win the U.S. Open. So that was a rough playoff. Actually, you know what was worse was the fucking 18 in regulation.
Yeah, should have birdied that. Yeah, I mean, I was a little bummed about potentially missing that Tommy one after we've been chasing him for a while, chasing them all year. But it was a good finish. The Canadian wins. I mean, that was pretty cool. But Tommy, man, I mean, he should have won that thing a couple times.
Right.
Yeah, I don't know if
he had what, 3 putts to win in different.
Yeah.
During the playoff, all like 12 footers too.
And then 18 taking the iron off, which whatever. If you're going to take an iron, but you can't put yourself 218, give yourself 270 something in. Like, why can't you hit an iron 250? Like Taylor was taking the hybrid every time.
Yeah. What kind of iron is he hitting? 5 iron?
I have no idea. What the one that went 220? I have no idea. I mean, it had to be a 5 iron.
Probably like a 6 iron.
Yeah, strange. It was a strange decision.
What was he worried about? He was like literally 50 yards behind Taylor.
I know.
And Taylor just creeped into the first cut.
The hole was. I didn't like that hole very much for a playoff. I don't think it was. It was a good hole.
That hole is atrocious.
Yeah.
Not even just for a playoff. Before a playoff. Oh, I'm so out on par 5 playoff holes.
Me too.
I hate par 3 playoff holes. I didn't get why they went to that one. Why couldn't they just go to, I don't know. Why can't they just play 16, 17, 18?
Yeah, they should do something different. Yeah, it wasn't a good playoff rotation. But, you know, picks weren't great, but not to make excuses, but we didn't know shit about the course. Everyone with information on the course said it was going to be 25 under. Everyone says it's going to be a wedge fest. And those things didn't really come to fruition. So if I thought the winner was going to be 16 under, I would have bet Tommy.
Yeah, and that's why I bet Tommy before he teed off on Friday afternoon. I was like, we completely got this course wrong. It's not going to be 25. It's probably going to be like 15 to 18. And I'm going to overexpose myself a little bit. We hit Vic. We hit big on Brooks. I'm just going to bet it. And then to make matters worse, I didn't even care that Tommy lost and I lost the 10 grand. It was mostly just I had a fucking Scottie Scheffler ticket for this week at 120-1 with the Tommy parlay. Those parlays are nice. I've been doing it all year. I thought I had my 3rd one.
Yeah, they're good. But whatever. Canadian Open was cool, I guess. Hadwin got tackled.
Oh yeah,
that was pretty funny.
What a jackass that security guy is. What the fuck? What did he think was going to happen?
He must have thought it was a fan. I think he knew what was happening, but I think he just didn't think it was Hadwin.
The guy had champagne bottle. They had just given those things away at the fucking course there to anybody.
Yeah, that was really strange. Really strange. But I get a spot in these pictures behind me that we might want to add to. I don't know. Actually, I don't know if I'd even do that, but we'll see. It depends who wins.
It depends who wins. You're definitely not doing it if that one guy wins.
No.
Yeah, nothing else on the Canadian Open. I actually enjoyed the course for the most part that I've watched. I know there's some quirky holes like 18, but overall, I mean, heavy rough. I thought it was a decent test, right?
Yeah, it wasn't bad.
Not like TPC San Antonio where you just gotta hit the road. Like that course just blows.
Yeah. This one, I think, it was a good course. I wish they were kind of staying at one place, but they're just going to a different course every single year now.
Yeah,
they're back in 2026, I think. But But I like these national opens. I'd love to see them do, if this deal with LIV or whatever, the PIF goes through or whatever they do it. It'd be nice if they actually played a schedule where they could play all these different opens.
Yeah. You know what? I never like it felt. I know the last few years the Canadian Open has felt bigger than like when it was like when DJ only showed up.
Yeah.
It didn't feel like a national open back then. Now the last
No.
couple years, it's felt like a national open. Not just this year with Taylor winning, but even
Rory
like last year with Rory. But maybe that was because of the whole LIV thing. That was the first week LIV started.
Yep, that definitely had something to do with it. The only thing with that home open thing that I think people are kind of forgetting about is it's going to probably, like Australian Open, is going to tee off at midnight.
Yeah, they always in the PGA will find a way to fuck the Aussies, anyways.
Yeah, they will. So
anything and really so many unknowns with this PGA LIV merger. I don't know if we didn't have time to do a instant reaction pod last week, but you got anything on that?
Yeah, just my opinion that I've been formed over the last week or so that I think is pretty much what it is. And I tweeted the other day, so some people maybe saw me say this, but I think basically start this a couple of years ago. The Saudi guy wanted to be part of golf. He loves golf. Is really big into it. They've gotten into soccer already. He wants to use the PIF to get into professional golf. Jay says no, won't pick up the phone. So I think, people say it would be one of the all-time coups if he intentionally did it this way, like a Trojan horse. But I think he kind of did. I think he set it up so basically he put the PGA Tour in a position where they were so weak that they had to come to the negotiating table. So they said, all right, you don't want me to in the PGA Tour. I'm going to start my own. I'll use Norman, who's been trying to do this forever. We'll get this thing off the ground. If it works, great. If it ends up being two separate things and we can't get the PGA Tour, I think he would have been fine with that. But I think all along he definitely had it in the back of his head that if we do this and we take some of the top players and we raise the purses so much, the guys on the PGA Tour are going to complain. They're going to want the purses higher. So, and then we're also going to take them to court because they wouldn't let us in their event. So they drained their money two different ways. PGA Tour had no money left. They were forced to go to the negotiating table. So I think you want to call it a hostile takeover instead of a merger. I think that would be a fair assessment too. And he forced his way for a seat at the table. I think right now he's letting the PGA Tour use their spin machine to say, yeah.
So basically, Jimmy Dunn's full of shit.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, seems like it.
Yeah, I think he's full of shit, but I also think they were given the green light to present it that way.
Yeah, I kind of agree.
To not have all the players flip out and keep people on board and not have a complete mutiny. And I think the Saudis knew that was in their best interest for the PGA Tour not to have a mutiny. And Jay will be and I'm sure that Yasir doesn't want to deal with that day-to-day bureaucracy bullshit anyway. So he said, all right, Jay, you can stay on and do all that. End of the day, though, the big decisions are mine. What we invest in is going to be my decisions. Then everything big has to go through me because I'm the chairman. You report to me. But if you want to save face, say you're the head man, do all the little things you want to do, go for it.
Yeah, that's what it seems like to me. And that's what it's always been like in corporate America. Like I work for a corporate company, and like when we got bought out, it was actually a merger, but the company that took us runs the shots. Like,
yeah,
it's final. But yeah. Jimmy Dunn's full of shit. I honestly think he's full of shit.
Yeah, he is. And it's almost like, think of the Barstool thing too, right? Penn buys a big share of Barstool. They say we're still going to be the same thing. It's just it's still going to be what it always was. A couple of years later, looks completely different. Everything's completely different. It sucks ass now. Like I think
it's gonna take a year or two for it to be completely different, but it will be different.
Yeah, it will. And I think in the end of the day, the guy's going to call the shots. He's the chairman of figurehead position, but I just don't think that's the case with him.
It's all about the money. It always has been. We've said that from day one. It's always about the money. You can even see this with the DOJ stuff. You know what's going to happen? Fucking Saudis are going to grease those fucking wheels, baby, and the deal's going to go through. Those politicians are going to get kickbacks.
Yep. Yeah, the deal's going to go through. Brandel thinks it's not going to. And it brings me back to the point, and I don't want to take a victory lap here, but I think you and I were more right on this than anyone, because there are people who are very pro live and like only pro live, hate the PGA Tour. We were never in that camp. We always loved the PGA Tour. I barely even watched live. You liked it a little bit, watched it, but it's not like we were all in on the live product. All we said was, I'm not going to blame anyone for taking it, because the first chance corporations do get a chance to fuck you over, they'll do it. So if you're going to go take your money, go take your money. We still like the players. And we said, yeah, Saudis might not be the perfect person to invest, but at the end of the day, if you trace any money back to these big corporations, you're going to not like what you find. So we've made the deal. The government, Obama's government, sold weapons to Saudi Arabia. We buy gas from them. We have deals. So many corporations in America have deals with them. We're not saying that's a good thing, but we're saying this decision's already been made for us. We can't be the only ones to say, no, we can't do this, when they've sold out a long time ago. Like, why is golf put on this pedestal when nothing else is?
Exactly.
So eventually everyone's going to come around to see kind of the same thing, because now it's like, all right, you really don't like the Saudi money, then guess you're not watching the PGA Tour anymore, and they're not going to do that. So,
and at first we were kind of on the fence about like whether these guys were actually competing for actual golf tournaments, like on the PGA. And when we realized that they were, and they're still putting in all the hard work, we backed them.
Mm-hmm.
Like Brooks, like we saw Brooks. It wasn't just that we saw him at the Masters. We watched him to the next two live events, and it was clear as day that he is still working his ass off. We followed Claude. Claude echoed the same thing. Like, and it was just, to say those guys quit was just kind of stupid, in my opinion.
Yeah, so we were never like anti-PGA or like Live's a better product. We like the music, we like the shotguns. Like, none of that really mattered to me. I just knew the players still cared about winning, and we knew that the narrative that all the players who went there were washed up was bullshit. They're not going to compete in the majors was bullshit. Every narrative that was spun from the very beginning ended up being wrong, and we were on the other side of that. Doesn't mean I like Live better than PGA. I love the PGA Tour. I'll watch PGA Tour over Live any day of the week, but I have no animosity towards Live or any of those players. That's it.
Right. So 75% of our card this week is going to be Live players.
Yeah. And it wasn't the PGA, and we won. So.
Oh, shit. All right. I mean, there's so much to unpack with the Saudi PIF and PGA Tour deal. I mean, we could talk for hours and hours. We're not going to do that here, but we got a major this week. LACC. Initial thoughts?
Yeah, it looks pretty cool. I think it looks somewhat unique. Not typically the U.S. Open setup that we've gotten used to. The USGA, just, you need to hit long and straight. I think it might be a little bit different than that. It's a par 70, 7,530 yards, so it is really long, but not your typical LA course where it's not going to be POA. It's Bermuda grass rough, Bermuda grass fairways, bent grass greens. Fairways are pretty wide, similar length to Augusta. George C. Thomas Jr. designed the course in 1921. It was renovated by Gil Hans in 2010. And the only time we've really seen this course is at the Walker Cup in 2017, but I think it's going to be set up much different to that. I don't think it's entirely relevant. And just so people know, 156 players in the field, only 60 get through to the weekend. So those who play DFS, it's going to be even tougher to get those 6 out of 6s.
Oh, it's 60 this week, huh?
Yeah. What are your thoughts on the course? Anything?
Yeah, I'm having I think that Augusta's a good comp. What we got, and I feel like it's got a little bit of Chambers Bay if it bakes out. I'm having trouble. Like, is it going to be like a regular U.S. Open where the cream rises to the top, or are we going to get other guys with that could potentially win, like you get at a PGA?
I think it will be cream rising to the top, but I think the only difference is typical U.S. Open, you'll get like the Rahm, Scotties, Rory types, the guys who are elite with the driver, elite with the long irons. I think you get that this week too, but I also think it brings into play some guys who have some creative short games, like almost like Augusta, where you get like, mostly the long, straight, great drivers are going to play well, but you also got the Cam Smiths and the Sung Jays and the people with a good short game and the Hidekis, and not that Hideki's not a good U.S. Open player either, but I think around the greens can be really important, and I think you got to be creative. I think you got to be a shot maker.
Okay, so yeah, I agree with all that, but you need to be long, right? Still need to be long.
I think if you're not long, you're gonna be. I think it's gonna be too firm and fast to go into these holes with such a long iron.
Yeah. And they're saying you need to come in from the right side.
From the
That's
correct
what
side.
people are telling me, right? Yeah, the correct side.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
didn't mean right or left. I meant
Yeah.
the
That's what it
correct side.
seems like. That's what it seems like.
Okay. Do we know any courses that are Bermuda fairways?
I can't think of any with bent grass greens. I mean, I know a lot of the. I don't know.
It's got to be some of the Florida courses, right?
Yeah, but you've seen the video where they put the ball in the rough, like. But then I saw another one today where, like, I think Jeff Shackelford shared it, where around the
Yeah.
green he was dropping the ball. It wasn't as. It was almost like Augusta, like to me, around the greens.
Yes.
I think you need those low spinners.
I agree with that. But is it gonna be tough to stop these stop the ball in these greens? Is it gonna be so rock hard?
I think so. Yeah.
Yeah.
So I don't think it changes all that much. Besides, like the only guys that I keep going back to are like Spieth and Cam. I think it brings into play. Whereas Cam, I would never usually want to back in a U.S. Open, nor would I want to back Spieth in a U.S. Open right now.
You say, yeah, I'm never. The U.S. Opens, I would say Cam and Spieth don't have a chance, but it seems like they have a chance here, especially if you got the Augusta shit.
Right. That's the only thing I think it really changes. I don't think it means they're going to win. I just think it means they have a shot.
Yeah. This isn't going to be a putting contest, right?
No, I don't
All right.
believe so.
I hope not.
Why would it be?
I don't know. No, it shouldn't be. They're big greens. You're gonna have to be good at lag putting.
Yep.
It's another Augusta comp.
Yeah, I think you could see a leaderboard similar to what we saw at the Masters a little bit. But
so a couple things. I was doing some research today. Since the PGA moved to May, the U.S. Open winner, they've all had top 10s at the PGA. Even in 2020 when Bryson won in September, I think the PGA was in August. He was T4 at Harding Park. Then 2019 when Woodland won, he was T8. 2021 when Rahm won, he was T8 at the PGA. And last year Fitz was, remember, he's in the final group. Finished T5 before he won. So that leads us to the guys. I mean, if you're playing the trend, that leads us to basically Scottie, Brooks, Vic, Rory, Cantlay, Rose. I think there was one other guy in there.
Bryson, Scheffler.
Bryson. Yeah, I said Scottie.
Okay. I think it's one of those guys who's the
And
winner.
Cam. Cam is in there too.
Yeah, I think someone in the top, was it T9 there? I think one of those guys is the winner.
Okay.
It happens at almost every major where it's like you look back at the previous one, whoever was kind of in the mix ends up winning that one. U.S. Open, at least.
Yeah. All right, so we'll get into odds. I want to go down this list, and I just want to tell me, I want you to, your opinion. Like, are they cross off? Can they win? Or can't they win?
Okay.
All right, you get Scottie at 7-1.
Yes.
Rahm 10-1.
Yes.
Brooks 11-1.
Yes.
Rory 14.
Yeah, you got to say yes.
Yeah, you sure?
I mean, do I think he's going to win? No, but I'm not going to say he can't.
What the fuck, dude? Every Sunday now, this guy is just, what a fucking pussy ass bitch that guy is.
Oh, he's the worst. He's been awful on Sundays. Like, whenever that narrative has started to happen, he usually has a good one, like a Canadian Open or something, but he's done nothing.
Did you see he's now not doing his interview at the U.S. Open?
Yeah, I saw that. I don't know.
Which I guess you're allowed to do. Like, you can decline it.
Yeah. Do I think he's going to win? No. I mean, do you want to say no on that one?
Yeah, I do.
Okay.
I'm crossing him off.
All right.
Crossing him off. Cantlay 14.
Yeah. Can win.
I mean, for Rory, he wasn't good. He had one good round.
And it was a lot of putting too. I think he
All
gained less.
putting Thursday, Friday, and then he played really well Saturday. Give him that, but he's still drilling 30-footers.
Even after Saturday, his stats weren't good.
Yeah,
He was gaining like 1.2 on approach or something.
and like at Oak Hill, you could get away with it by spraying it way right, way left, which he can do. And he's still one of the best drivers of the ball. If you're way offline, like it was almost advantage at Oak Hill to be way offline than to just be like 5 feet into the rough, because it's trampled down. There's not a lot of trees, all that shit. You get way off, you're in like a fucking bush here, and you're in that barranca shit.
Yeah.
I'm crossing him off. But I mean, he's probably going to finish 8th.
Yeah.
Right?
Yep. He led, I think, last weekend off the tee.
Did he?
Yeah.
I mean, he's going to finish 8th. There's no doubt in my mind he finishes 8th.
Okay.
Cantlay.
He can win.
Yes, he can. X.
Yeah.
He can win?
I mean, his U.S. Open record is crazy. He's a California guy. I'm not going to say no. He can win.
Okay. Vic.
Yep.
Okay. Cam Smith.
Yes.
Max Homa.
No.
Do you regret not having a 50-1 ticket on him?
No, I wouldn't take it today if you gave it to me.
Same. Yeah, I love that stance.
Say no thanks.
Spieth, 28.
Yeah, I'll say yeah, because the way we're viewing the course.
Hatton.
No.
Fitz.
No.
Dustin Johnson.
Yes.
Morikawa.
No.
Why?
I just don't think he's playing well enough.
He's starting to hit it good, no? Approach
But if you look at creative, like, I don't know, it doesn't seem like the right place for him either.
No, he's like, hit it here, hit it there, hit it there. He's not really shaping shots.
I think a typical U.S. Open, he'd be better.
Yeah.
His results are pretty good in U.S. Opens, too.
Do like 5 more here. Finau.
No, not right now. He's not playing well enough.
He's 40-1. Tommy.
Jesus. I think I could picture him winning. I've not been at 40-1, but I think he
can't win. You can't win, Dick. There's one event he can win.
The Valspar or the Honda?
The Open.
The Open. The Open, okay.
Hideki.
Yes.
Bryson.
Oh, yeah. He
still believe it.
Not only can he win, he will win.
Okay. And then last but not least, Justin Thomas.
No.
Okay. All right. Top of the board. Scottie, Ron, Brooks. The clear-cut 3 guys, right? I don't even think it's close.
Yep. So we do have a 40-1 on Brooks from a couple months ago. I know some people have it here. I don't know when we said it, who we said it to. I don't know. But I know people have DM'd me saying, we got that Brooks 40. What else do we have? So I know we have said it at some point. Yeah. With that being said, I don't think he's going to win. I know you're a little higher on it than me.
I'm really high on it. I think he can win. I think this is the one guy that can reel off back-to-back majors. And I wouldn't be shocked. But would I bet an 11-1 today? No, I would not.
No.
But I'm glad I don't have to worry about him. I got a 40-1 on him. Bet it pretty good too. I mean, look at his U.S. Open: first, second, fourth. Remember, and 2 of those are in California, which he does not like. And this is Bermuda, which is not typical for California. Most of the stuff is usually Papoa and the Kikuyu. This is all Bermuda.
Yeah, good.
So he had a 4th at Torrey in 21. He had a 2nd at Pebble, 2019. You wouldn't think Pebble's a course for him, but he just comes out and produces.
Mm-hmm.
Here, a lot of people say Shinnecock's kind of a comp, with how it's all baked out and stuff like that. Get the ball rolling. Obviously, won Shinnecock, and then he won Aaron Hills. If you're looking at, if you think this is going to turn into over 10 under type U.S. Open, Aaron Hills was one of those.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, all those great points. Could he do it? Absolutely. I'm just a little, like, for me, it's like, even at the PGA, I didn't feel like he was even playing all that well. He's just mentally tougher and better than everybody. Like,
That's why.
Yeah, stats are okay. Gained like think he gained like 4 on approach, 4 off the tee,
6,
4 on the
6.
green. Yeah, I mean, it didn't seem like he was completely dominant in the way he was playing. He just is just better at managing the course, which, to your point, means that he probably could do it here. But do I like this course setup as much for him? I think a lot of things set up perfectly why I liked him so much at the PGA. The Northeast, how good he's been there. I know he's been okay in California, but that felt like the perfect storm to me of Brooks winning the thing. Now, can he win this week? Sure.
Yeah, he
I'm
had the
glad-
chip on the shoulder from Augusta and failing there. Played that up pretty good.
Yeah. Like, I think he'll be around. I don't think he's going to suck or anything. I just think,
Right. It's tough to win back-to-back majors. I get that.
yeah.
I think he'll be there, though.
Yeah, he probably will. Like, he'll be lurking. Like, oh, you know,
Yeah.
Brooks is 3 back. Like, I think it'll be something like that. He'll end up finishing like 7th or 8th.
Kind of like how like Scottie was at the first 2
Masters.
majors.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, okay. All right. People aren't going to like this, but let's hear it.
Let me start by saying this. This brings me no joy. I don't want to do this. I do not want to do it at all. I hate this guy. But you and I have agreed over the last few weeks, things are lining up to where it looks like Scottie Scheffler's going to win.
Yep.
I don't want to bet the favorite. We haven't bet the favorite in any of these things. Was Rahm the favorite at the Masters?
Yes. No.
Okay, so-
Scottie was. They were kind of like 9 and 10.
Yeah, so we've hit 4 of the last 5 majors. You want to say Rahm was like a co-favorite, but it's not like we're betting the favorites in these things. I just think the way he's playing right now reminds me a lot of when Rahm won Torrey. It's too obvious. It makes too much sense. The numbers are so dominant that I can't not turn my eye to this and say I'm going to bet somebody else. I just can't.
These tee to green numbers are just, we talked about this last week, just wild. 20.7 at Memorial, 15 at Charles Schwab, 15.3 at PGA, 10.6 at Byron Nelson, 9.2 at Heritage. I mean, he's the guy that has the most control of his golf ball.
Yeah.
Off the tee and approach. Like, it's not even close. And I feel like you're going to have to hit your spots. Like, and he's going to be able to put it to where it needs to be better than anybody. And yeah, the putting's a major concern, but around the green isn't. He's basically a way, way better version of Cam Smith and Jordan Spieth here.
Let me tell you this. So
Besides the putting.
I remember one time texting you saying, this is the best any player has ever rated out at any course. The other time I said that was John Rahm in Mexico, and the field was bad. But I was like, he just rated, like, I'm just looking at the numbers because I can hover. Like when I do my preview, I do not only who's first in the category, but how many strokes they're gaining against the field. This is the most lopsided first that I think I've ever seen in any of these previews I've written. He is. It's the best any player has ever rated out in any of my previews. So 24 rounds, last 24 rounds, he's first in approach, second off the tee, first around the green, first proximity from 175 plus. All the things that we're really looking at here. Talk about around the green, how important that could be. If you look at him around the green, and I knew he was good around the green, but he is lapping the field. And there's some good around the green players here. So he is first. And let me just give you the number of what he is.
Damn, looking at tee to green too at the players, he was 17.2.
Yeah. And I like too that he hasn't won recently. Like,
Yeah.
he should have won so many more times.
Third, second, fifth, last 4. Hasn't finished worse than 12th this calendar year.
Yeah.
Hasn't finished outside the top 12 since October.
It's insane. And like I said, it won't be going on the picture on the wall. It pains me to do this. I don't want him to win the US Open. I just feel like he is. Okay, around the green, he's first, 18.2. Second is Cooch at 14.5. Off the tee, Cantley's 29.2. He's 29.1. Third is all the way down to 18.
Wow.
Approach, he's at 40.6. Second is Rahm at 36. Third is Wyndham Clark all the way down to 26. So he's 14 shots better than the third place guy in his last 24 rounds. Proximity, 23.5. Then it's 21-19. So I just think it's unavoidable.
It is unavoidable. I hate it. And the number fucking blows, man. You have to fucking lay a fucking whacker.
You do, which I have no problem doing.
I have no problem doing it either. And I've been trying to parlay things. I really thought I had it all in the bag last night. If Tommy could have just fucking made there's Brooksy walking live on at the US Open. If Tommy could just have won there, it would have been golden. So have you already bet Scheffler?
Yeah.
At 7?
Well,
or did you parlay it?
I had it in a parlay, but also the DraftKings VIP reached out to me today, and just said for all the great things I do for the community, they gave me 100% profit boost. So I got them at 13 there. I was able to put 500 on that, so that gives me a little piece. I will be betting. Actually, I have bet pieces at 7. I'll bet more at 7. I'm gonna get as many different sites, as many different bets as I'll max out every site. I'll tell you that.
Well, some of the sites are going down to 650.
I'll max out every one of them.
At
I have 5 or 6. Yep. I'm just maxing out on all of them. I mean, sometimes getting better number on like the DraftKings one, I got a better number, so it's all going to even out. End of the day, every site that I have will be. I'll have a max wager on Scottie.
I feel like a dirty rat.
No, it doesn't feel good. I'm not proud of this.
I fucking hate his face so much, so fucking much, man.
It's like sometimes you rub one out and afterwards you're like, that video was a little questionable. Like, wasn't not my proudest tug, but and that's how I feel about this. Like, I don't feel great about it, and afterwards, even if I win, I'll say, yeah. I'll find no joy in it.
No joy.
But I'll still cash the ticket and keep the cash.
It's a good comparison. I've been there many a times.
Yeah, it's like, I don't know, man. Going into this isn't what I thought I was going to choose to end this thing to, but
hey, we went there.
Yeah, and it is what it is. One of the guys we love will win the Open. I think that Vic's going to win the Open. It'll be a great time. This will be like, doing your duty.
All right. Anything else on Scottie? Why couldn't this guy just be a different player? Like, why couldn't this just be Rahm?
I know. What do you think about Rahm this week anyway?
Yeah, I was going to ask you that. You're the Rahm whisperer. Yeah, he can play well. I guess like he was really good at approach, like really, really good at approach. But
that Memorial,
you get the California thing. Yeah. He can definitely win. Definitely win.
He can. Is he playing? He's playing good. But I don't think he's playing great enough where I'm going to bet him at 10-1.
Does he have a better chance to win this or the Open?
I think probably the same.
Yeah.
And he's a great U.S. Open player. He'll win 4 U.S. Opens by the time it's all said and done, I think. So it wouldn't shock me.
Yeah. I mean, Scottie's sneaky good at U.S. Open too. 2nd and 7th, last 2.
So he has all the things right. He has the recent major form. He has the U.S. Open form. He has the current form.
Yeah. I would put Scottie in the same category type of player as we always talk about Brooks, Bryson, DJ, Rahm, U.S. Open guys.
Mm-hmm.
Scottie's in there.
He is. And he was making those 8-10 foot par putts a lot when he was winning. And I know he's not making them lately, but is the putting thing, it's bad. It is definitely bad, but it has been overblown a little bit.
Well, the last 2 weeks have been like horrific. But prior to that, if he could just at the PGA,
he gained 1.5. It's been 2 events where the putting's been bad.
I mean, it hasn't been good. It's just been mediocre. And that's all it needs to be. Like, look at players, 0.1. You do that tee to green, what do you win by? 5-6 shots?
Yeah. Waste, he gained 4. Won easily.
Right. If this guy gains 2 strokes putting, he's going to win by a few shots, I think.
Yeah, I agree.
So, sorry, fellas. We didn't want to be here, but we're here.
Yeah, I mean, I hate making you guys bet a 7-1, but
Yep.
if we think he's going to win, we think he's going to win. We don't bet guys we don't think you're going to win. So,
All right. All right. Yep. We already anything else on Rory?
no, he's a bitch.
Okay. Can't lay 14. I mean, that's just a horrific number. We kind of pegged Cantlay for a while here, but he's gonna pop in every model. He just doesn't do it. You know what I mean? He just has no balls. He hasn't hit a meaningful major shot in like 5 years.
Yeah, since the Masters when Tiger won is the only one I can
know
remember.
I know he's playing better in these majors, but it hasn't. Like he's like backdooring top 10s.
Yep. If it was a typical situation where like none of the top three were playing enough where you want to back him at 7-8-1, he'd be the next guy I would go to. But I can't. I mean, you think Scottie at 7 isn't good, but I mean, Cantlay at 14 is shit.
Terrific.
I'm never betting. I thought it was gonna be 20, and then 18. I was like, all right, I guess we'll have to swallow an 18 on this thing. 14, yeah. I never thought it would be. And I do think he can win, and I do have faith in him long term. I've been saying this major after major. We've been betting at him at a lot of these majors, but it makes the choice easier. The fact that he's 14-1.
Right. I've seen Xander as high as 20.
His US
Done
Open.
everything at a U.S. Open except win. California, anything there, there's not X guys.
I think
we can't bet any of these guys if we're betting Scottie, and we already have a couple guys down the board. So
yeah, I mean, no, I don't view him as a winner. It takes big balls to win a U.S. Open. I don't think he has them. Would it shock me? Not really, just because he's been so good at U.S. Open. But we talked about this not really being a typical California POA West Coast team's a little different than that. I don't think that helps him.
yeah.
Remember Torrey? Everyone said he's going to win.
Yeah, a lot of pressure on him because that was his actual home city.
Could he play well? Sure. I'm just not going to be a part of it. And if he wins, I won't second guess it. I'll accept it.
Yeah. All right. You got Hovland. Okay. He's up to 18 on DraftKings, but I've seen him at like 14. That's a horrific number. 18 is, I guess, but I'm just full fading Vic. And if he wins, I'll be happy for him. But you know what? All right, we got our Vic win 2 weeks ago or last week, and we're pegging him for the Open. So if he wins this week, our Open bet's probably fucked. So we're just gonna full fade him. There's nothing you can do.
Yeah, I don't think he's going to win. He does fit a lot of these trends. You're looking at the guys who've been really close in the last two majors. The way he's playing, you saw Rahm, who pretty much won Memorial before the COVID police took him, and then go and win the U.S. Open. He fits in many, many ways. And would it surprise me if he won? No, but I don't think he's going to. It doesn't feel like the best in the course in the world for him.
No, he's not a huge strategic guy.
Yeah, I know it's been gotten better lately, but yeah, I mean, if you bet him at 25 a month ago, I think that's a good, really solid bet. But 18, even if I had a blank card, I would not be betting him at 18-1.
Yeah, same. All right. Okay, that's everybody below 20. Then you got a big jump to Weasel, 25 now. Was 35.
If I wasn't betting Scottie, he would be on my card.
Same. So if you don't bet Scottie, I would go Cam.
Me too.
Yep.
You can go Cam Spieth or
you can go anybody. Cam X if you really like X. Yeah. Okay. Homa Spieth 28. Homa can go to hell.
Yeah, terrible. I don't care. Spieth, yeah. I mean, I feel like before every major, people talk their way into thinking like why he might be an okay pick.
He is playing good golf though.
He is, besides the Texas event, but
right.
And that injury thing, I don't know. I just
drove it well at Memorial too.
He did.
Yeah.
Could he be there? Yeah, sure. She could. I don't think it's a bad bet if you're refuse to pay 7-1 for a guy. But even if I had a blank card, I probably wouldn't bet it.
Yeah, I mean, we can't bet these guys if we have to bet in Scottie. So, all right, that leads us to our next bet is DJ. We bet it a while ago. Numbers basically the same.
35.
We bet 30. We think we bet 33. It's 35 now. Thoughts?
I'm concerned about him.
Yeah.
I don't think I'd be if I didn't. You know what? I'm not going to say I regret the future because we basically just took DJ and Brooks everywhere in 35 and 40, and it's like fuck it. I think these guys are going to be back.
Right.
And so it worked out fine. And if I have to burn $500, sure, I don't give a fuck. So it is what it is. If I had a blank card, would I be betting him? I don't think so.
What's a better bet, him at 35 or JT at 50?
I personally would be betting DJ at 35 over JT at 50. I just don't think I can't see JT winning.
But there is a world where DJ could win.
Yeah, I think there is. I mean, if he shows up and he's DJ, he's one of the best U.S. Open players of the generation.
Yeah, I agree with that.
And he's shown glimpses of it. He won Tulsa, but just hasn't been consistent.
Yep. Even in Tulsa, he wasn't consistent.
I trust him to come and play decently and have a couple of good rounds. I just don't think he can put 4 together in such a difficult setup.
He's still leading birdies on LIV, right?
Yeah.
On the top 3, it's like him, Brooks, and who else? Cam, maybe?
Yeah.
Yeah. I actually, if I wasn't betting Scottie, I'd definitely be on Cam Smith. I think he's playing some great golf right now. Has been for a while. Took him a while to get going, but he's playing really well now. DJ is just, he makes a ton of birdies, but he's just making a lot of bogeys as well.
Yeah, I love Cam a lot this week too. I'll be peppering him on DK. I'll be going Scottie Cam in many lineups.
Actually, if I didn't go Scottie, I'd go Cam Decky.
I mean, that's what I was going to say.
Yeah.
I just didn't want to spoil it, but yeah, Cam and Decky would be my card instead of Scottie. But I just think Scottie has a better chance to win than both of them combined. Not that either of them can't win, but that's just what I think.
All right, so give me Decky.
I mean, Decky, he seems perfect for this course, right? You got the Augusta comp. He's been good there. He's been good in LA. He was good at Torrey at the U.S. Open there. Good in California. His stats, I mean, he sucked at Memorial over the weekend, but he still got to the position he was in.
Right.
He's been a good U.S. Open player.
4th at Brookline last year. Yeah, he's never finished. He's made the cut the last 6 years, and that didn't finish worse than 26th.
Yeah, really good U.S. Open player. I like him in this region.
For sure.
Just a lot of things I like about him. I think has a good chance. I like that it's not. I mean, for the fact that we're not going to be betting him, I like him better on. Well, it is his bent grass, right?
Yep.
He has been great on Bermuda courses overall, I don't think.
Yeah. Okay. We're not betting him, but I do like him a lot.
Yeah, I love him. I think he has a good chance.
All these Englishmen are just overpriced, dude. Like Hatton 30, Fitz. I guess Fitz is priced correctly. Fleetwood 40, Rose 40. Like, what the fuck?
No, you can't bet those to win. That's crazy.
Finau 40, finally priced correctly, but he's not really playing good.
He's playing like shit.
Yeah, since his win.
Look at him recently. It's horrible.
Yeah.
Tommy at 40 to 1. You know what? If my guy isn't going to win, I'll root for him to win and not feel a slightest bit of regret.
Right.
I'm not betting him at 40 to 1. I don't care. Last week I had some regret.
Oh yeah. Bryson 45. We bet a 65. Pretty sure everybody got on it because we've been talking about it for a month. What do you make of his chances now that you know a little bit about the course?
I liked him better before I knew about the course.
Because of the undulating fairways and shit like that?
Yeah. He hasn't been as good on those uneven lies.
You were hoping it was more but is that like 2 years ago, Bryson? Or what about prior, like when he was like an amateur?
It's hard to keep up with all the changes of Bryson, but I'm not saying I don't like him. I still like him a lot. If I had a blank card, I think I'd still bet the 40 or 45. But
We're
we
playing a
said,
ceiling game with Bryson, you know, like his ceiling is he's as good as these top guys.
yeah, and he fits the mold of somebody who finished in the top 5 at the last major, which is really important. I thought he showed a lot of positive things at the last major, and then after that, it's not like he started playing like shit again. He started playing pretty good on LIV. He had back-to-back top 10s there, which isn't the best, but I don't really care about that much. He just shows that he's continuing to play well. He gained 7.5 strokes off the tee at the PGA, which was best by a mile. Second was Scottie at 5.9. So off the tee just looks great. He dialed it back a tiny bit. He's still incredibly long, but he's seemed to be hitting much more fairways. And every time he made a bad mistake and made a bogey, he always bounced back. He never let it snowball into more mistakes, which I thought was the best sign.
Yeah, for sure. He's pretty good on the West Coast.
Yeah, I mean, California guy. I know he's kind of far away, which someone decided to chirp me about. I don't give a fuck about that. But I just picture him winning a U.S. Open at Los Angeles Country Club. Like that would, if you told me Bryson would win a U.S. Open at LACC, I would feel like that makes the most sense of. And again, people thinking that because he went to LIV and he played bad for a year and a half that he sucks at golf now when he's 29 years old and won a major, has won 10 PGA Tour events and was one of the best amateurs, highest rated amateurs coming out. Like, you're a fucking idiot.
Right, exactly.
Washed up loser. He sucks. He's fucking 29 and he just hit a top 5 in a major.
Yeah, he's going through some stuff for a year. He had a wrist injury.
Happens to everybody. Happened to JT. It happens to everybody.
He didn't know if he was gonna continue to be chubby or if he was gonna get back to being his athletic self. Like it just took a while.
He's an elite player.
He is. I agree. I love Bryson with a passion. You guys can
Fuck
make fun
anybody
of
who
me
hates
all you
Bryce,
want.
man.
You guys can make fun of me all you want. I know he's super cringe. I don't give a fuck. I'm a Bryson guy.
I'll die for him if I have to.
All right. I guess the only other one to talk about that stood out here is Justin Thomas and Ricky Fowler are both priced at 50 to 1. Who's more likely to win?
JT.
Is he?
Yeah, I mean, he could turn it on and be JT, I guess.
I was gonna say Ricky.
Ricky's not winning shit, man.
Okay. I'll rephrase the question. Who is most likely to come in 15th?
Ricky.
Yeah. Okay. Anybody else here? Like Day's 50?
No.
Lowry's 60?
No.
All right, you got Reed.
We told you the 9 guys who could win, and those are the guys.
Okay. We did bet somebody at 250 to 1.
To
I'm
trigger
sorry.
the only.
Sorry. It's another LIV guy. I actually think it's a wicked disrespectful number. He should be 100 to 1, man.
Sergio
got a 250 on FanDuel. I'm like, what? It's 180 on or it's 200 on DraftKings.
Yeah, it is disrespectful. He's not winning, but
he's not. But I don't know. Like, threw $50 on. I don't give a fuck.
Yeah. Yeah. I like him on DraftKings. No one's gonna play him. I don't know. Everyone thinks he sucks. I don't think he sucks that bad. He's only 43. He's still a pretty good ball striker.
No, he's definitely not gonna win. But
yeah, I don't think he sucks. I think it was a pretty good sign that he went and qualified, don't you?
Yeah. Yeah.
My only concern with him has been, does he give a fuck?
I think he gives a fuck about the U.S. Open, doesn't he?
Well, if he didn't, why would he go and qualify?
Exactly. This
So
should set up really well for him, actually, the course.
It should.
Yeah. I like it. I'm not just bullshitting you because you're a Sergio guy. I really like it.
I like it too. I'm gonna be playing him on DraftKings, so fuck everybody. If he somehow was to win, I'd be going on the biggest fuck you tour you'd ever see. You guys see my DMs for Sergio?
Yeah.
It's my fucking boy. Not since he said I got to smell like breakfast tacos to get a Fireball shirt.
What?
I showed you that.
Oh yeah. I saw him speaking Spanish the other day on Instagram.
He seems happy.
Yeah, he's decked out in Fireballs gear.
I like the yellow shirt, red hat combo for the Fireballs.
He was wearing a red shirt that I saw. Speaking Spanish, had that Spanish flair going.
Yeah.
He's all El Capitón of Fireballs. Like, all right.
Man, I fucking love Sergio. Can't wait to write that book. It's going to be a while, though.
All right, what else?
Uh,
Who do you think is winning? Do you really think Scottie's winning?
I mean, my official pick is Bryson.
Wow. I think we got our bases covered with Scottie and Brooks. I really think it's going to come down to those two guys. That's my opinion.
But then if Bryson's around, he could win.
Yeah, it's just getting Bryson around. You'll know early.
Yeah. If he's in the mix, he'll be in the mix late. I think that I just really think the PGA just getting those feet wet again was big for him.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I think he wants to talk about someone who wants to send a message, man. He has a chip on his shoulder this week.
I hope so.
And he mentioned this, the Gil Hans design. He designed Wingfoot. So
when did Gil Hans come in?
2010.
Okay. You see that Walker Cup team that they had here in 2017? Scottie sat in the singles.
They pounded ass. I think it's one of the most lopsided Walker Cups ever.
That team was fucking stacked.
Yeah.
Like Morikawa, Doug Gim, Burns, Scottie. There's somebody else on it. That was good.
Yeah. I don't think it's going to be all that relevant, but
no. But yeah, Scottie putts, he wins. I think. Like if he gains 2, he wins.
Like people ask my official pick. Like I'm allowed to have 2 if one of them is 65-1.
Right.
But I'm going to say Bryson, my official pick. If Scottie's putts, he's going to be there. Yeah, obviously. But Bryson, I'm telling you, man, I think he's going to win. If
Bryson was to win, the Open is going to be something.
Oh, yes, I forgot. Well, if Bryson wins this, not only will I win a fuckload of money, I'll also have an open ticket on Hovland at the Open to win $103,000.
Yeah, and I think everybody else will too. It's pretty sure multiple people. I know multiple people followed you.
I do too.
Just because.
Someone said to me, it's like, oh, I had to bet that. Everyone on Twitter was talking about it. It's like, how many fucking people bet to win $100,000 this bet? Would imagine that?
That's why I want Bryson to win so bad. I just want to sniff.
Talk about that sweat. Oh man, going into that week, I think that'd be wild. I'd have to cancel all activities.
And then imagine if Vic got in the mix. And then
that'd be a sweat like no other, man.
Yeah. And if he lost it in like horrific fashion, oh man, that would be bad. You definitely have to hedge out at some point, but
we will put DraftKings out of business.
Oh man,
we might put them out of business anyway.
Is this kind of weird that we're going all live every fucking major now?
We get Scottie, he's not a live guy, so
yeah, we get the top PGA guy, but actually, the Open we're not going to have live guys.
No, not yet.
I already bet DJ actually. Oh shit! All right, what else? Anything?
Nah, I got nothing else. We can maybe we'll do a live thing on Wednesday. We'll see what the people want.
Yeah, you got a parlay that we can put in to juice Scottie up.
I like the San Francisco Giants tonight. If you want to get him there after still not very good, and then put the Nuggets in there too. That gets it 17-1.
17-1.
Nuggets money line, Giants money line, and Scottie.
That fucking blows.
For those of you who bet small, there is a plus 300 odd boost on DraftKings up to $50.
Up to 50? I got up to fucking 20. Why am I getting shafted on these boosts? It was a $20 fucking. The fuck? You got a 50?
I think it was up to 50. Yeah.
I gotta call DraftKings.
You do. I don't know why they're giving me all this shit. They're not giving you anything. You have like $100,000 on there.
What the fuck?
The guy called me too. He's like, what's your favorite sports teams? Like, so he can send you tickets.
Really?
Yeah.
What'd you tell him?
I said, I'd like to go to Yankee Stadium.
Are you betting big on there or something?
I don't know. No bigger than you.
Bizarre.
All
right.
All right. Well, Bryson wins. Scottie wins. It's all good, man. Again, I just want to reiterate, I don't want this to happen. It just has to happen.
Yep. We're sorry in advance, but thank us later on Sunday night.
Yep. All right. Let's get another one.
Later.
5 out of 6.